So pleasure to meet you, mate. I've been kind of watching on the Facebook, watching your posts and Lee's posts, and I do have friends in the States. Yeah, hold on, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. I do have friends in the States that, you know, they follow Q, and they're telling me this information, and this is happening, that's happening. But a lot of the time, it's not correct information. And then this is my position, mate. I know that, if you want to call it the dark side, yeah, I know what they are. I know what they're trying to do. And sometimes it's really overwhelming because I can see the plan rolling out, you know, for global fascist state with vaccines or some kind of tracking device, cashless, all this. I know what the plan is. I've known that for 20 years. I just didn't think it was going to come this quick. But then you've got on the other side, people giving hope about Trump and his team, which I'd love to believe, because that's very positive, right?
Totally.
But also, I'm not sure if it's misinformation or not, because the people I'm getting it from, they're not getting it from anybody really high up. You know, they're just getting it off friends, and they're getting it off the internet and this, and then they've arrested Oprah, and they've arrested, what's his name, Forrest Gump, and all these people, and they're going to be taken down. And I heard this weeks and weeks ago, and it hasn't happened. So kind of, you know, I lost a bit of faith in it. So I see that you kind of are talking about this, and I wanted to talk to somebody that is getting it from somewhere other than rumors and internet. Lee said you have some good contacts. I don't need to know who they are, mate, but I'll just yeah, I'd love to believe it, mate, and I'd love to be able to talk to people about it. But I need to know that there is something real there, you know.
Well, it's definitely real, and I've definitely got some people in high places. And when you talk about these certain people that have been arrested,
yeah,
there is a total of around 500,000 subpoenas, arrest warrants. So they've been put together over a period of about 9 years.
Okay.
The person who has actually signed them all off is a guy called John Durham. He'll become in the mainstream news shortly. He's the one that's been doing he's the lawyer.
Okay.
Certain people have been arrested and taken to Guantanamo Bay. That I know as a fact, because I know the security boys over there.
And are these really significant people, or they're lower down people?
No, these are significant, but mainly in the drug world from South America.
Yeah.
And the paedophile rings in America and South America.
Okay.
Now, the only big names realistically at this stage that have gone there are from the CIA and the FBI.
They're not there.
They've been taken there.
Okay, so they have arrested people from CIA and FBI.
Yeah, they have arrested people from the CIA and taken them straight to Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
They're already there. When it comes to the profile people that you and I are looking for, like Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, the Obamas, the Clintons, the Bushes, etc., they'll be the last to come down. And when I spoke to somebody yesterday, they said that Obama has been arrested and questioned. Didn't say charged, questioned.
Yeah.
Now, they've got sealed subpoenas and they've got unsealed subpoenas. So they've obviously got, and apparently he was in absolute tears because they've got an awful lot of evidence on it.
Oh, I'd love to fucking see that, mate.
Well, you don't.
I'd love to see that content tears, and George Bush especially, and Hillary Clinton.
The Bushes, the Clintons, and the Obamas, they've got tons of it on them. The one thing that will make you smile is my gut feeling, and I have certain evidence to back this up, is that Julian Assange has done a deal with Trump's team.
That's what I heard when they first took him, mate. That's what I was told. And when he was arrested, it did look very strange because he was carrying a book as if it was a message. And then he was kind of half smiling, like, ha.
Yeah.
Like, they've got me, but it just put me to the side so I'm safe, kind of thing. That's what I was told, you know?
Yeah. It's we're going into interesting times. Before you came chat, I've just had a message from my guys in the States who said to me, we've now moved into phase 2. Whatever phase 2 is.
1 second.
Okay, and so Charlie, I'm trying to figure out the whole thing with this.
Sorry, you're trying to work out what?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out, like, as regards the virus. So what I'm getting, I'm watching a lot of stuff, watching Dr. Buttar and Dr. Shiva and a lot of other sources. So I'm getting that Fauci was trying to engineer some kind of coronavirus or something in the US. He was blocked there, and then he went to continue the work, or he didn't go, but his work continued at the Wuhan lab with 3.7 million that came from the Obama administration. So is Trump fully knowing that this virus is not really that dangerous and is just playing along with it so he's got cover for the operations?
You couldn't have put it more eloquently. That's exactly, he knows. I've got Johnny Morris on the phone there now. He knows exactly what's going on. This has been carefully planned well in advance. This was actually planned before Trump was asked if he'd be at the helm when they did it.
And these people, I mean, obviously they're very powerful and they've got resources. I mean, obviously they must know what you know, right? Or probably even more. So they know they're coming from. Aren't they in a defensive position? Is that what they're trying to do? Trying to, like, there's like a kind of a back and forth going on a little bit?
There's a fight going on, and they've underestimated him because the team behind him are very, very smart. And he's kept Fauci next to him. So it's the old story: keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. And he's kept Fauci there in place. But what he's doing, what his team is doing extremely well, is he's allowing them to hang themselves rather than firing them.
I saw that, mate, because one day he kind of casually came out and said, you know, oh, I've heard that this hydroxychloroquine and this other drug, and that can be quite effective. And they kind of hushed him, like, but I thought he's done that because it's on record now.
Yeah. I know what you said earlier about the Q Anonymous.
Yeah, because some of their stuff, I mean, they posted pictures up and they look, you know, they didn't look very legitimate, some of them. So that causes doubts.
Dorian,
you know,
you're a bodybuilder. You've done lots of things.
Yeah.
There's many bodybuilders around you that can't help themselves. They do something a little bit silly.
Yeah.
That's much the same as the team in QAnon.
Okay.
You've got good people in there. You've got nutters in there. It was actually set up by JFK.
That's the guy now that Trump has put, I don't know if he has, but I read somewhere that he was going to put him in charge of vaccine health or something, which is good news because he's anti-vaccine, right?
No, JFK as in the one.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about the Kennedy relative that's now active against vaccines and all that stuff. Can't remember his initials.
Kennedy, there's a Robert Kennedy at the moment that's in the news.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and my sources have told me not to trust him.
Okay.
He's trying to infiltrate apparently, and don't trust him an inch.
All right. My other question is about 5G. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I understand every time there's been a ramp up or a change in the electrification, if you like, of the planet, people have got sick, going right back to the Spanish flu. So this is tell me if I'm wrong, mate, this is the conclusion I've got to. There is a virus, but it can be potentiated if your immune system is weak, if you live in a polluted area, and if you're getting blasted by 5G as well. Is that about right?
I think most people know that if you use your phone to your head with 4G,
yeah,
you get a headache after half an hour. And that's not just listening to Lee. But no, if you
they actually tell you in the small print. not to put the phone by your head, at least
Correct.
6 inches away, because they're covering themselves when people get brain cancer and so on.
Exactly, especially if your wife's calling.
Yeah. hold it away.
Exactly. Look, I haven't done a study on 5G. There's Kate who's doing a lot of work at the moment on Facebook about it. She's doing her videos every day about the dangers.
That's Kate, yeah, the lady from UK, the natural
That's
healing. Right. Yeah, I watch her stuff as well.
Yeah, she's, you know, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. And I watched a bit of stuff from this guy, Mark Steele or Anthony Steele.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be a weapons expert. Maybe his information is great, but it's just his presentation is a little bit,
yeah.
You know, they're gonna fucking kill you. Like, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Bit, okay, calm down, man. Let's get the facts out without, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. My job has been to try and find out the facts. And like I was talking to Lee earlier about certain things completely separate to do with diet and exercise.
Yeah.
How people have misled somebody that he knows very dearly, have misled them about the diet that they should be on and how much damage it did to their body.
Yeah.
And very much the same now. My job is to try and find out what's true. And the good thing with this study is that you have to take bits from everybody, because there's not one person out there that's got all the answers.
Yeah, I mean, mate, I got this brain, yeah, that it won't rest unless it has logical answers. So I've been more or less all day, every day. I mean, I've not got much to do anyway. So I've been looking into this and researching and reading and watching videos, and you'll never figure everything out. But if, you know, I kind of, I'm into yoga as well and spirituality. So I understand energies. And I think what plays out on the physical level is a lot to do with energies, and the planet is changing. And I think these people with their dark energies kind of just, they're not going to be able to last, because we're in a different time.
Exactly. I could not agree more. You put it extremely well. My wife and I made a decision 4 or 5 years ago to consciously remove people around us that were negative. And the way we analyze it is that if they thought less of us than we thought of ourselves, we got rid of them.
Yeah.
And we've surrounded ourselves with people who feel good about themselves and feel good about it being with us. And you become like the people you're surrounded with.
Well, they say, show me the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and I'll show you who you are.
Exactly right.
Those, you know, that's having a huge effect on your energy, or that's what you attract with your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I cleaned something happened to me a few years ago, and I just had to I pretty much cut myself from everybody in Marbella, because all the people I knew were involved in things that weren't, you know, they weren't great. I wasn't into it, but still I had to distance myself, you know, so I keep my circle very small these days.
Yeah.
Well, what you're talking about, I would imagine that industry's virtually died now. Probably died a natural death.
Yeah, well, everything is, isn't it? Even illegal industries are not probably able to move at the moment, you know?
Exactly. Everybody's suddenly got healthy.
Yeah.
They haven't had to go to rehab. They've just had to stay at home.
Yeah, but I don't know. People find a way, you know?
I suppose they do.
Yeah. What else would I like to ask you? What about the kids that we're hearing about? Has that actually happened?
Yeah, look, with this, Dorian, I've spoken directly to a nurse who's on board the ship in New York.
Yeah.
Where she was asking why 2,000 children had come there.
Okay, so she saw it with her own eyes, yeah?
She's seen it with her own eyes, and she wondered why they all had to be COVID-19 tested.
Why would that be?
I think that's so the media, it bumps up the numbers, I guess, or it justifies why they're there, so nobody asks any questions.
Right.
That's my logic, and I just think about it logic. And this is something I'm going to put back to you, Dorian, because with the Nightingale Hospital in London, it's got 4,000 beds in it.
That's the one that's practically empty, yeah?
No, they've used 12 of the beds.
Well,
And
practically.
there's currently 4 in operation today, and there's 750 staff.
So what are they waiting for? Are they just there to, you know, they build all this shit to just panic people, and then later on they're going to say, oh, sorry, like the weapons of mass destruction, yeah, we're sorry, there wasn't any, actually.
So the question is it that? Is it that, or is it more sinister? Is it that they've found a lot of children that they need to put somewhere away from the public eye?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm putting it out there. I've got no evidence to back that up, but my brain is thinking, why would you spend that much money on a show?
But they've done a lot in America, and the one point where I was a bit doubtful about Trump was when he said one day, he was talking about a hospital in Queens in New York that he knew very well because he grew up around there, and I know this hospital very well. I know, you know, and I know the colour and whatever. Anyway, his point was he knows the hospital very well. And the scene there is something unbelievable. It's like a war zone. So many people that they're carrying people out in body bags into refrigerated trucks because they don't have room. And immediately as he said that, people who lived in the local area went there with the cell phones and filmed the hospital. It's totally fucking empty, yeah?
Yeah.
So why would Trump say that if it was obviously a lie?
I think you need to be able to lie to qualify to be a politician, first of all.
That's true.
Yeah, but I think...
but even when you're lying, I'm sure there would be a purpose behind it.
Well, the purpose behind it, I've said from day one with my videos, is to cover up what's really going on, which was
okay. So he's kind of going along with the charade for now.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's collapsed the economy, Dorian. He's taken oil down below zero.
Yeah.
And he started arresting all the bad guys, and nobody's noticed.
So he's going to reboot a whole new economy based on gold that is sitting somewhere, I guess, then.
Well, for the last year, I've been moving gold, and I'm still moving gold to the States. It's been artificially suppressed in price so that they can buy it at the right price. But when they do the global reset, which is coming, the prices of everything will change dramatically downwards. Because
gold included?
Sorry?
Gold included or not?
I think, no, it'll have to go down to the current value of gold, and then gold will go up.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
And what do you think about Bitcoin, Charlie?
Bitcoin or any form of cryptocurrency, the biggest problem you've got with it, and I knew a gentleman called Sebastian who set up OneCoin, and he had all the money in Dubai, about $2 billion. But the trouble is, it sold it to a lot of Americans, and they found out there was nothing backing it. It was Bitcoin, and they called it a scam.
Yeah.
Of course, it got blocked. The money's now got blocked in Dubai by the government. He's now got arrested and taken to America. And this is the problem. When it's not backed with anything, it can just disappear. That's the problem. Now, there will be a number of cryptocurrencies that will be backed by gold.
Okay.
And I think that's where my heart would be if I was going to invest in something. It's a bit like, I remember when I was in my early 20s, when the water board went public. I bought shares in the water board and sold them at the end of the week and doubled my money. It's a get in and get out and have a bit of fun thing. And it's great if you're a drug dealer trying to get money across to South America, because it's there the next day.
Yeah, well, I bought some about 3 years ago. I mean, it went up, it went down, you know, but I don't know enough about it to be trading it and predicting when it's going to up and down. So I've just been sitting on it, and it's more or less, I mean, it's gone up, it's gone down. It's more or less sitting now at what I paid for it. So I'm just thinking how the whole situation would affect that going forward, and whether I should get rid of it earlier or just hang on to it and see what
I don't know. It's not something. I'm a farmer's boy from Suffolk originally. I'm a Suffolker.
Mate, I'm just a stupid bodybuilder. What do I know? But You know?
Yeah, we trade in potatoes and corn.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm you know, I know a fair bit about Bitcoin because obviously I've had it a while and I've been reading stuff. But there is so many other coins out there, and some of them I did buy into, not in a big way, but they were just total fucking bullshit scams. I mean, they went to practically zero. But Bitcoin, I don't know. Let's see, mate. I just thought you might have some.
I'll put a smile on your face there, because you know, with what my theory is that we're going to go 1 to 1, $1 to £1 to €1. That's my theory. That's how it works. That's the global reset. On that basis, I decided to buy myself 10 $10 trillion notes from Zimbabwe that arrived today.
Zimbabwean notes.
It cost me €60. It's one hell of an insurance policy if it comes off.
So you're hoping that Zimbabwean dollars will be equivalent to US dollars?
Let's hope they're 1 to 1.
Yeah. It's worth a punt, isn't it? You know.
For €60, hey, it's put a smile on my face.
So you're in touch with Kate. I don't know how to say Shimari, is it? I don't really know.
That's right.
Shimari, yeah. But her posts seem to be very fatalistic. You know, like I went to see David Icke in 1999. I've seen him a few times. I bought his books and I follow, and I've learned a lot from him. But again, when you listen to David Icke, it's almost like inevitable. Like, you know, like this is their plan and it's carrying out, and we're all fucked. Well, thanks, mate. But what can we do about it then? That's where I get to. All right, I get it. But what the fuck can we do then? That's, you know.
You have to take out the important bits and leave all the rubbish. A bit like looking for gold and diamonds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's just a researcher, isn't he? And he gets his information from here, there, and everywhere, and he puts it together and, you know, joins the dots, as he says, and presents his case. But
he adds his own personality into it as well, rather than just factually.
But his position is like Trump is just another puppet and another distraction, and you know they're all in it together. So that's not very doesn't give people hope too much, you know.
No, it doesn't. Whereas I'm very, very strong with Trump as a bloke. He's a nutter. He's an absolute nutter. But for some reason, I like him because he's.
Well, you know, I took that position. Like, fuck this and another politician. Yeah. You know, they got this guy, George Bush, who is like fucking right-wing moron. And then you got Obama that's totally different from him. So always a change, and you all can feel happy now because there's not much change. It's just another fucking face. And then I thought they've gone from, you know, the supposedly liberal Obama to this fucking raving nutcase Trump, right? So I wasn't really taking much notice of him, but I am listening to him now, and I'm thinking, mate, sometimes with these reporters, the guy is sharp as fuck, mate. You know, he's cutting them up, isn't he?
He's no mug.
Yeah.
He's no mug. He knows what he's doing, and the team behind him have planned this out for years, and he's executing it absolutely perfectly.
So do you think we're going to see, like, because as far as I can see, mate, you've got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So you got Bill Gates at the front, but obviously a lot of people behind him, or Rockefellers and Ted Turner and all these people that are into eugenics. Are they going to get taken down, mate? Because it's pretty obvious what they did, mate. It's a huge fucking scam, right?
It's a huge scam. They'll definitely get taken down. And you know, the information is now coming out in detail about his last vaccine that he produced, Bill Gates, and it's permanently damaged 40,000 children in India.
Yeah, I saw that, and you got the polio vaccine.
Yeah.
Then the HPV vaccine, which you know, my daughter was at school, right, when they're trying to bang this out to 12 and 13-year-old girls to protect you from some sexually transmitted disease that you shouldn't even be. You know, why is that needed for a 12 or 13-year-old girl? I've done a little research on it, and I said, no, you're not having it. And fortunately, my ex-wife, she just goes what I say, because she said, you know, you're pretty smart, you do a lot of reading.
You're not doing it on emotion, you're doing it on logic, Dorian. You know,
she's the only girl in her class that didn't have the vaccine, and some of them already got You know, they already got sick and so on. So, so you think then, mate, this is great news because it means if everything changes in the US, that's going to pretty much go everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Because I see what's going on in the UK, mate. It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
So you think this whole vaccine push that's coming from Bill Gates and everything, that's not going to,
all it's doing is they never dreamt for 1 minute they'd get away with this vaccine scam for so long. They had the 5G one to back it up with later on. Because they've got people arguing about it, they believe it's real. They're going, well, let's go with it. And they keep feeding everybody with more fake news and just rubbish to keep it going. Because they can get on and do what they need to do, collapsing the two economies they had to collapse were America and Europe.
Okay.
Because he refers to Europe as Nazi Europe, as a Nazi state, and it is.
Well, you know, I was speaking to my wife yesterday because we don't know what's going to go on, right? It's so uncertain. But the feeling we get in Spain at the moment, mate, is very, very fucking oppressive, isn't it? It's like a total police state. And is it going to carry on like that? If it is, I'm thinking we need to get out of here. But if the US is going to reset, there's a global financial reset, then I guess this will all go away, right?
Well, when it comes to Spain, the biggest problem with Spain is the Spanish people and the people in Brussels. It's a bit like bipolar. They are so opposite you couldn't make it up.
Yeah.
You'll never make a Spaniard think like a German or somebody from Brussels or Belgium. They're polar opposite. And my gut feeling is that Spain, once this is over, Spain and Italy will leave the EU in a hurry.
Okay.
The reason they'll leave in a hurry is because the EU will ask them for money.
And they haven't got it.
No, Spain and Italy are only in there because they get money out.
Yeah, yeah.
The minute they're asked to put in, they'll go, no, sorry. And when you talk to the Spanish, I talked to my gardener today, and I said, you've got probably the loveliest roads in Europe, you know, up to Madrid and across to Santander, and you've got the best train network you could ever wish for high-speed trains, but nobody's working, so what's the point?
Yeah, it's not a working culture, is it?
No. But fortunately, we've got the president down in Andalusia that has a brain cell, that's thinking for himself. Okay. He wants to get everybody back to work. He wants to get the hotels open, he wants to get things working.
Great.
Because he realises, number one, there's only one 5G mast down here, and that's in Malaga. That's owned by Vodafone. So that's not going to affect too many people. And secondly, there's 0 viruses in Andalusia.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I've seen different figures. People saying people in Marbella have died, and I don't think so.
People in Marbella die every day.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with this test that they use. I mean, it doesn't really prove anything, does it?
Well, they've now found out the test doesn't work.
Yeah, well, even if it works, it's nothing specific. It's not testing for a virus. It's testing for some RNA or exomones that could be caused by many things.
I was talking. I don't know if you know Johnny Gates down here.
No.
He's a reporter, and I was talking to his wife this morning because she made a comment on the wall about how the virus attacks your lungs. And she said, are you aware that your lungs are the coldest part inside your body? So I didn't know that. She said, that's why it attacks your lungs. So I said, so the theory of having hot water to kill it, she said, yeah, hot water can work, but better steam. Hot water doesn't go into your lungs, but steam does.
Yeah.
So she said, you can kill off the virus very, very easily with, hot water will clean out here, but when it gets into your lungs, steam will kill it instantly.
It's good to know. And I think if you have like optimized vitamin D levels,
totally.
I don't think you're going to get it. And the other question I have, and I don't know the answer, is how is people that have previously had a flu vaccine, how is that affecting? Is that actually lowering their resistance to this? Which my instinct is that it is.
You have to look at the numbers. 95% of the people that died of COVID-19 had the flu vaccination.
There you go then. That's pretty fucking... Clear.
It's pretty damning, isn't it?
Can you point me to anywhere where I can get these statistics, Charlie?
Yeah, you can get them off Worldometer.
Worldometer, okay.
.info, I think it is.
Yeah, I've been on there before because I was looking at the statistics. Well, at least 1st of April, officially flu deaths were outstripping COVID deaths by 3 to 1.
Yeah.
I don't know now. Maybe because probably now people that die from flu would just be labelled as COVID anyway.
Well, I have a friend in England called Tanya, and her mother and father died 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In their 80s. Now they've been in isolation at home anyway. So when they died, they were taken to the morgue. They've been in isolation, so they were perfectly fine. And one died of a stroke, the other died of a heart attack a week later.
Yeah.
But both were put down as COVID-19 victims, and that really upset her.
Yeah, I've heard this so many times. I got a friend in UK that's a doctor, and one of his patients' mom was like, I don't know, 85 or something, and she was suffering from pneumonia, and she died from that. And again, they put COVID on the certificate.
Yeah.
So I mean, all this has got to come out. Sure, I don't think you can keep this all hidden for too long, right?
The truth always comes out at the end, Dorian, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You can't hide it forever, man. You know.
It's like people who go into the gym and they say, "Yeah, I've done my warm up," and they haven't, and then they wonder why they sprain parts of their body.
Exactly.
You can't. You know, the truth always comes out at the end. You put the work in.
So you speak a lot with this lady, Kate, right?
I don't speak to her at all. I watch her. I've communicated with her on texting.
Okay.
And I've been watching what she's saying, and I've been checking out what she's saying. Like she'd check out my stuff.
Yeah. So something I'm still not really clear on, because you have certain people, and I understand the concept. I've got a friend of mine that practices something called German New Medicine.
Okay.
So I'm speaking to people, and it does make sense to me. They're saying, look, you don't catch a virus.
You can't.
It's produced inside your own body as a response to whatever, to stress or whatever. So if you can't catch a virus, why is Dr. Fauci fucking about trying to make a virus and spending money in China trying to make a virus for people to catch, if in fact you can't catch it?
Exactly right.
What is the reason behind that then? Why would they be doing that?
Well, this is why you and me and Lee are talking to ask these questions, because the media are in on this. Nobody's asking questions.
Yeah.
And that's our job, to put it out there, to get people to ask those questions.
So what's your feeling, Charlie? You feel there is a virus that is being able to be transmitted from one person to another, or people are just getting sick because they're toxic from a flu vaccine or from 5G or pollution, or the immune system is compromised, etc., etc.?
I think, Dorian, it's a combination of things. I think just like flu every year, if your immune system is down, if you're run down, if your diet is not good, if your exercise is not good, you become open to picking up things.
But there's the point, Charlie. Are you picking it up, or is your own body creating it inside the cells?
Well, I think there's two ways you can do it. I think definitely 4G and 5G can, just by the fact that they're microwaves, they can stimulate something in your body which is not good. I can see that. Yeah,
and then your body's reacting.
Your body's reacting to it
in a defensive way.
Yeah.
Creating mucus and so on to like expel this toxicity, and sometimes that process can actually kill somebody because they're not strong enough to go through the process.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you and I both know that how many people die that are really healthy after a marathon.
Yeah, well, a marathon is, my opinion on marathon is like fucking terrible for you. It's terrible for you. You shouldn't be doing it. You know, look what happened to the first guy that ran the marathon. There's a message there.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy that ran, you know, from the battle, he fucking collapsed when he got there and died, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but people have done that, and they claim to be super healthy.
No, they're not, mate. If you run marathons, if you do long distance training regularly, you're really depleting your immune system.
Yeah.
That's for sure. People, you heard of people like, I don't remember if you remember, Lee. Do you remember Seb Coe?
Yes.
Sebastian Coe is a British middle distance runner, wasn't he? He got this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically when your immune system's fucked. So you get this kind of a virus, and it's really hard to get rid of. A lot of those guys have that because they're producing so many free radicals when they're training.
That's right.
The body can't recover from it. So there's, exercise is good to a degree, and then if you go over that and you do excessive amounts, then it becomes a negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always look like they need a good sandwich or a good meal. I've never seen a healthy one.
They're not well, mate, because their body's under too much stress.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Well, brilliant, mate. If I feel more positive because sometimes you look at the situation and I can see them, what they're doing, creeping forward. And the scariest thing is, you got people who are actually asking for the lockdown to last longer.
Yeah.
And they're asking for vaccines. You scare people, and then they're looking for help and protection, and they look to the state to do that. That's the game. So that's fucking scary.
I put it down.
80% of the calls to Spanish police now are people grassing up the neighbours for fucking walking down the street or something.
Yeah. Well, my little boy got fined €500 for going out on his bike outside 50 metres from my house.
That's fucking insane, mate. But it's like an attack on our psyche. Like they're trying to get us used to this.
The trouble is I'm not a quitter, so I'll take them through the courts.
Yeah.
And if I have to, I'll take them to the European courts just for fun, just to keep me entertained.
Well, I mean, hopefully they're going to stop this lockdown. It looks like they're going to start tapering things off in May, and June will be open. And then, hopefully all of this is going to come out, just like all of it came out about the Iraq war. 2 fucking 8 million of people dead, but it does come out. And I think that's going to be the same, like, weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, no, we didn't find any. It's going to be like, killer virus, it's going to kill everybody. Yeah, we got that wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it will. It will all come out, and but the biggest problem we've got right now is that the British media need to be held to account for why they're not challenging this.
Well, because they're owned, aren't they?
They're all in bed together.
They're owned, mate. I mean, I read that Gates Foundation gave 6 million to BBC as well.
Yeah.
And then all his oppos behind the scenes that are much more powerful than him, they own the corporations. They own the Reuters news agency, like everything. Where do these morons in the TV stations get their information from? Only 1 or 2 sources. So, of course, it's all the same.
Sure.
Anyway, Charlie, I don't want to keep you all day, mate.
No, you're going to... I was just going to say one other thing about Brian Rose in London. He's standing out now, and he's